Well, we are finally down to the final four in the non-public Group 4 playoffs in Jersey. I'm Zack Poff here on the MaxWire representing New York. And with that, let me welcome in the MaxPreps National Football Editor, Spiewak, to break down both matchups. Now, Spiewak, let's jump right into it. And what's going on with Don Bosco and Paramus Catholic getting ready for this weekend?
This is a really intense matchup, Zach. There's little love lost between Paramus Catholic and Don Bosco Prep, especially after Paramus Catholic star Jabril Peppers transferred to the school from Don Bosco Prep during his sophomore season, and he went on to lead Paramus Catholic to a state title last year as a junior. However, they did not match up with Don Bosco Prep in that playoff bracket. Bergen Catholic eliminated Don Bosco Prep, so Paramus Catholic with head coach Chris Partridge still has not defeated Don Bosco Prep, and I think both he and Jabril Peppers want one last crack at the Ironmen.
And looking at the Ironmen, I mean, they started the season 1-3 this year. What's been the biggest turnaround for head coach Greg Toll in winning these last 5 games in a row?
I think it's really just that they're starting to get healthy. They were succumbing to so many injuries in the early part of the season. They have their big 6'9" defensive tackle back now. He was gone for much of the early part of the season. He's healthy. A number of guys who were banged up or nicked up or missed a game or two, they're back now. And I think with a team like Don Bosco that relies so much on its physicality, it's important to have healthy bodies. And they're starting to gel. They're starting to believe. I think that win over Paramus Catholic was a big morale booster for them earlier in the season, and they have a tremendous amount of momentum right now, and Don Bosco Prep is just a really, really good team in the playoffs.
All right, time to put you on the spotlight, man. Paramus Catholic has not beat Don Bosco Prep since 1999. Is it going to happen this weekend?
Well, I think Paramus Catholic has the best player on the field, so I will take them, and I'm predicting Jabril Peppers to finally come through with a big game against his former squad.
And moving on to the other side of the bracket, St. Peter's Prep takes on St. Augustine Prep. What's kind of the key things to pay attention to looking into this matchup this weekend?
Well, traditionally in the non-public Group 4 playoffs, teams from South Jersey have really struggled against teams from North Jersey. But this year, this St. Augustine squad is really impressive. They have some gaudy offensive statistics. They have a relatively new coaching regime. They have some impressive victories. So this is a team, kind of similar to Don Bosco Prep that has a lot of momentum right now, despite the fact that historically these matchups have not gone in their favor. However, St. Peter's Prep is extremely difficult to stop on offense. They are led by quarterback Brandon Wimbush, a junior who has offers from a number of schools around the country, and running back Jonathan Hilleman, committed to Rutgers, as well as Minka Fitzpatrick, a top 50 recruit according to 24/7 Sports for the class of 2015. So St. Augustine has some impressive offensive weapons, but they're really going to struggle on defense, I think, slowing down the Marauder offensive attack.
And looking at St. Augustine, and obviously look at the running back, Lamont Harris. How big has he been for this squad this year?
Well, he's one of the leading runners in the state, and that's kind of, I think, the game plan for St. Peter's Prep is to slow down that offensive attack and Harris in the ground game. The quarterback, Tabora, is a guy that is extremely well respected by South Jersey coaches, and I actually talked to St. Peter's assistant coach, Rich Hansen Jr. today, and he was telling me that they have some guys that are impressive. They have kids that look the part and have the statistics to back it up. So I think, for St. Augustine, the challenge is, can those guys perform on the big stage against the best team that they have seen so far this season?
All right, I got to put you on the spot again, partner. Who you taking?
I'll go with the Marauders of St. Peter's Prep in a game that I think they'll start to pull away with in the second half.
And before we wrap up today's show, I just wanted to ask you, Jabril Peppers getting all the spotlight, of course, much deserved, but who are a couple other guys that are going to be guys to pay attention to on the next level?
Well, Paramus Catholic has a few guys of their own. They have Juwan Bushel-Beatty, an offensive lineman who's committed to Michigan, along with Jabril Peppers. Their quarterback, Steve Shenley, is a guy that I think, when the dust settles, he'll be playing college ball somewhere. I mentioned the the trio at St. Peter's Prep, those guys will all be difference makers at the next level. And Don Bosco Prep has kids as well. That's 6'9" defensive lineman Kevin Fetter is a guy who's already attracting offers as a junior. So plenty of talent remaining in the non-public Group 4 playoff bracket.
All right, Spiewak. Well, once again, thanks for joining us here on the New York MaxWire. I am Zack Poff, and for everything you need to know about the playoffs in Jersey and the rest of the New York tri-state area, just go to maxpreps.com/New York.